Welcome to the Catholic Life Coach Podcast. My name is Carla Fitz. I'm a certified life coach, wife, and mom of two beautiful little girls. My hope for this podcast is to offer support and empower other Catholic women to live their most authentic life. To share life coaching tools from a Catholic perspective in order to help you live a more fulfilling life filled with peace, joy, and abundance. Let's get started. Hello and welcome. I'm so excited to be back. I'm back, baby. I'm so happy. I'm beyond happy, actually, because I have not been recording podcasts for months. I think I shared that in the last podcast that I have been recording. I went crazy in the summer trying to record. I did a lot of interviews and solo episodes as well ahead of time so that I could have time off with my baby. And I'm happy to announce that I'm sitting here in my beautiful, cozy office with my 5-week-old baby boy. Like, what? 5 weeks already? It's been going so fast. And I always heard people say, oh, the third baby is so easy. And I was like, yeah, right. No baby's easy, especially because my second was actually really, really hard. She was not easy to please. She cried a lot and she made it really difficult for us to sleep in the night. And that was really hard. But with Giovanni, man, this baby is easy. He is so calm. And I'm so grateful to God that he's here. He's healthy. He's chunky and gorgeous and just so calm. He makes it so easy to just be with him all of the time. I will admit that nights are my negative 50-50. Man alive, being interrupted in the middle of the night, it's very, very hard. And at first, I was like waking up like 8:30 or 9 in the morning and processing lots of emotions because I was not used to that. I'm usually more of a morning person, not early morning person, but I like waking up in the morning and enjoying the morning. And it's interesting because when I was deprived of sleep, I was not enjoying anything. I was just like, let me sleep, I beg you. But I was very blessed and very, very fortunate that my husband was able to take off the first 2 weeks of him being here. That made it so much easier. And it just it's just been a blessing, truly. The pregnancy towards the end was so difficult that the healing after pregnancy has been the easiest ride I have ever had. This is my third pregnancy, and with both of my girls, the recovery was actually much harder than the birth. I feel like both births were very traumatic. With Sienna, it was 27 hours of labor. It was really, really intense. And with Avila, she just would not come. It was 16 hours, so it's not nearly as bad, but it was still long. And it was just a process. And then after she was out, not only was I in pain, she just would not sleep. She was never happy. And it was really, really hard to heal. Whereas with Gio has been so much easier because he is so calm and he lets me just breathe a little bit more. And then also, I have a story to share with you guys. His birth did not go accordingly to my plans. Shocking, I know. Um, and just make your plans, and God is like, yeah, okay. And I'm so grateful for that too, because honestly, I would not have had it any other way. And in this episode, I actually wanted to come to talk about the importance of understanding that God does not call the qualified, He qualifies the called or the chosen. I think we're all chosen for a mission and chosen to do something. And a lot of the times we're like, we would never be capable to do this thing or that thing because we have thoughts about ourselves. And truly, God does not choose people who are ready to go and perfect. He chooses people who can't do it on their own, but know that they can trust him, that he will lead them in the journey. So here's the story. All right, ready? No more postponing. I had planned it's not even, how do I tell you this? Up to the birth, I was like, this kid is going to come out early. Like he was not having anything. He was trying to come early. And I think I shared with you guys too that he tried to come out 31 weeks, which was quite terrifying. But he didn't. And I'm so grateful that we went to the hospital and we were able to just hold him. And I thought, well, it'll be awesome if he can make it to 33, 34 weeks. And the doctors were like, I would not expect him to go much longer. For sure, not to full term. So here I am, 39 weeks, exhausted. Kid would just, it was painful to walk. It was painful to breathe. I was just so done. And go to my doctor, and he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna induce you," which I thought it was perfection because I'm like, I have so much anxiety. I had so much anxiety of baby coming in the middle of the night, not knowing what to do with the two girls, just not being prepared. And so I was like, "Oh, that's awesome. We're being induced on Monday," and it was Monday, September 16th, and I'm like, awesome. So we get ready the night before on Sunday. We went to mass. We got ready. We got up, we left the two girls with my mom. And then on the 16th, in the very early morning, my husband and I got up. We had our bags. We went to mass. We got the prayer. We were ready to go. We get there at 7. And I'm like, this is going to be awesome. Like, we are so prepared. We have everything ready to go. We're showing up at 7:30 in the hospital, checking in. Everything's going great. I'm being induced. And, I start going through the contractions and I'm like, I'm just going to hold off as much as I can so that I can move before I get my epidural. Because I was like, for the longest time, I have held the belief that I was not capable of giving birth naturally because I'm like, no, I don't want to. I don't deal with pain well. All these stories that we give ourselves, or that I was telling myself, you are not good with pain, you are not going to hold it. And then my biggest fear, and this is probably way too much information, was that I was going to start giving birth and then not want to push anymore. Like my baby was going to get stuck. I was so terrified of this. So I I'm going through the process, and then contractions are getting strong, and all of a sudden I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm just gonna have the epidural. So they start getting me set up for the epidural. For you guys, just so you know, I hate needles terribly. And I'm like, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be worth it because once they put the epidural in, you don't feel pain anymore. Okay, so I'm like sitting there putting the epidural, and the epidural is not feeling normal. I'm like, wait, something's not working because I can feel my legs. And they're like, no, you should be able to feel your legs. And I'm like, not only do I feel my legs, I feel the epidural. And so they're like, oh, we have to redo it. And they redo it, and it doesn't work. And so they basically told me, well, this is as much as the epidural is going to help. And so you're going to have to probably give birth naturally at the end. The panic in my mind was absurd. I'm like, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. And it was so beautiful to experience two things. The first was to experience that my brain, after life coaching and after knowing that I have a choice, that my feelings are optional, that my thoughts are optional, was very empowering. I just experienced this moment of like, I have two choices. I can sit here and panic, or I can just have new thoughts about myself. Because if God is putting me through this, He must have enough graces to give me to get through. After all of that, I was having, like, I was just shaking and I was crying and I was praying. And my sister sent me a prayer in Hallow that is the prayer of preparation for labor. And in this prayer, there was so many things said that were so encouraging and so uplifting right before that moment of giving birth to my son. But the words that I remember vividly were, God has made us for this. God created us for this. You are meant to bring this human into this world, and no one else can bring him into this world but you. And God will give you the graces and the strength as you go. Of course, I can't promise you that that was the exact wording, but that was what I remember. And I just remember the Holy Spirit just coming in so strong, and me feeling so much strength and so much love and so much commitment that I was bringing this little human into the world. And that even though I did not feel ready and I did not feel like I was the right person for the job, God was making me the right person for the job. I think often we think of ourselves so little, so incapable. We are viewing ourselves from the human perspective, from a human lens, instead of seeing ourselves the way God sees us. And God sees us with so much love and so much potential and so much goodness. And the thing is, I think it's worth remembering also that we cannot do these things without Him. We cannot go through life without Him. We cannot go through difficult moments without Him. But we are part of this journey. We are a part of this journey. God is never leaving us alone. I think that was the transformation I experienced in that birth was I'm not alone. God not only made me for this, He made all of us women and our bodies to do this. And it's brilliant. I'm trying so hard not to cry because it was such a blessing that I got to do it naturally. And I would have never imagined that I would sit here in a podcast to talk about my birth and how I was able to do it naturally. I didn't choose it, it chose me. And I'm grateful because God in that moment showed me not only His grace and His kindness and His goodness, but my strength, the strength in my own body and in my own mind. It was intense to see how capable I was to do something so hard. And I think what happens, and I see this with my clients and I see this with other women, that we hold ourselves in a standard of incapable. We hold ourselves in the standard of not good enough, not strong enough, not pretty enough to do something great. We alone cannot. But if we don't show up and do our part, God won't. I think that's the beauty of life coaching and combining life coaching with our Catholic faith. My mission, for one, is to empower other women to step into their God given potential. That's what I want. I want to encourage each one of you to step out of the thoughts that keep you limited and to step into who you truly are. And who you truly are is a beloved daughter of God. You are worthy of love, of kindness, of success, of grace. God is putting those dreams and hopes in your heart, in that life that just sounds so good for a reason. My husband and I have been doing this devotional, and it is with Saint Therese of Lisieux. And she is all about the desires of our hearts and how God does not put a desire in our heart that cannot be fulfilled. And I think what we do when we do not allow ourselves to dream, or when we hold ourselves as, well, this is who we are and we cannot change, is we prevent ourselves from living our best life. I said that with an accent. I think I said it wrong. It prevents us from living our most fulfilling and aligned life. I'm grateful, cannot tell you, for so many things right now. I have my body back. For one, I can walk. I have my baby and those amazing cheeks that I do not get tired of kissing. I'm sitting in this office with a little fireplace that I dreamed of for so long. My husband just got it for me. I'm so blessed, truly. And for that, I'm so grateful. I'm also so grateful for each one of you, for you showing up in this podcast and supporting this work and communicating with me that you're enjoying it. I'm so grateful for my clients because I see God's light shining in their life. And I hope that these episodes help you also feel that light a little bit. I hope in these episodes you find encouragement and love and support. And if you want to take this work deeper, I want to encourage you to sign up for a free consultation. In this consultation, what we will do together is dive deep into who you are wanting to become. Not just you wanting to become, but who is He calling you to become? I want to encourage you to change your life and to create a life that feels on purpose rather than going through the motions. I, for one, was very lost for a long time. And this is an episode for another time. And I do want to share that story because I've been connected so much after birth and after having Gio of who I was prior to life coaching. I kind of had forgotten because I've been doing life coaching for over 3 years now, and it has changed my life. And I think I had to go back a little bit. I had to go back to having some extra weight and feeling the motherhood thing all over again, becoming a mom all over again, and feeling how different it is now for me. It's beautiful. And I see it with other moms and again with my clients. And I just love seeing the transformation that God does through this work. It's been so fun. And I cannot tell you how much love I have for each one of you. I am always praying for you and praying for your families and your future and the work that God is doing in your heart. I just have so much love. I don't even know how to tell you this, but I hope you feel it. I hope you're enjoying these podcasts. And I'm so excited to be back and to post these episodes more closely to the time that they are going to be released. So I'm recording this podcast on Tuesday. I don't know what date's today, October 22nd. And the podcast will come out this Friday. And this is how I like it. I like that I'm connected with all of you, that you guys are connected to what's happening in my life as well. It's just so fun. So much more fun than, not knowing when the podcast is going to come out. It's going to be fun. I'm so excited. Anyhow, let God do what He's going to do in your life. Try your bestest to not fight His calling, to not fight who you are, to not convince yourself that you are not the person that can do that thing that you feel called to do. You might not be that person yet, but you are becoming. And in that becoming, you will find who you are. When you allow yourself to want to dream, man, it changes everything. That's when you find your truest version, your most authentic version, and your most aligned self. The one that aligns not just with what the world says you should be, but with whom God is calling you to be. All right, sending you so much love. Hope this made sense. And if it didn't, promise it'll get better. Practice makes perfect, right? Although perfection is not a thing that I strive for, it does make it easier once you practice. All right, have a fun and amazing weekend. And until next week, sending you so much love. Hey, thank you so much for taking the time to be part of this community. If you are enjoying these episodes, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel so that you are notified the next time the episodes come out. Also, right now, I have some spots open to work with me one-on-one. This program will change your life. I 100% believe that without God, we can't. But without us, God won't. I will help you step into your power. I will help you take the actions that you need to take in order for you to create the most fulfilling and aligned life. A life that feels aligned with you and with God. And that life is available to you right now. Check the link in the description to reserve a time to chat with me. I will see you then.